Hey, what is up guys? It's CX Game here today on the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare episode for you. And so today this is my very first video and the start of my series called Underdog Guns. And in this series I'm going to be using weapons that are definitely underused in Call of Duty. I'm going to probably be branching out into other Call of Duties, but right now I'm going to be doing it in Advanced Warfare. And then, whenever the next Call of Duty comes out, there's always going to be Underdog Guns that don't get too much love. I'm going to use those as well. And hopefully this this series will get some support from you guys. And if it does, I'll continue it. And if you guys don't really like seeing it, then tell me. It won't hurt my feelings. I just won't post it anymore. That's less videos that I have to work on. But in this gameplay, I'm playing Domination. The main game mode that I play now is definitely my favorite. And I'm using the KF5. I'm using foregrip and silencer on it. And my kill streaks are the UAV, the system hack, and the aerial assault drone. And on this assault drone, I have AI and rockets on it. This thing is a beast. You put it down at a flag, and it'll completely control the flag. And it's really awesome. So that's my only lethal streak I have on, and I get a lot of kills in this game. Believe it or not, guys, the first half of this game is actually slow. I get less than half of my kills in the first half, and then I end up going on a rampage in the second half and get a ton of kills. And so if the first half guys get a little bit boring, then definitely stick to the second half, because that's when my kills just start racking up. And so this video and this series in general is just going to show you that these underused weapons are not bad weapons. It's just that they don't get much love, and that if people use them and they use them in the correct ways and they just use them like they were meant to be used, then they would definitely do a lot better, and you can obviously get a lot of kills with these guns. Now, I prefer personally the KF5 over the ASM1. Obviously the ASM1 is better. We all know the ASM1 is better, but I just hate seeing the same gun over and over again. So the KF5 isn't like an awesome replacement for the ASM1, because it has a very high fire rate. It actually has a higher fire rate. It's either higher or it's just the same as the ASM1. It might be a little bit higher than the ASM1. And it has high damage as well, and the silencer really doesn't affect it all that much. It definitely affects its range, like a silencer does to every gun, but it's really not that much of a problem, because you're not going to be wanting to take any long shots, and you're not going to want to take any medium distant shots with this gun. You're gonna want to get up close and personal with this thing, and if you try to take on someone from a medium range, you're gonna lose, because chances are they're gonna be using an AR in this game, because ARs are just dominant in most Call of Duties, especially in this game. And so you're not going to want to take any like medium to long range shots with this. Up close, you're going to absolutely wreck, as long as your aim is on. The few times I die, not the few times, I actually die quite a bit, but when I die, a lot of times it's because my aim is just poor and it's not on target. And that's the reason why I'm losing a lot of these gunfights. Is mostly it's user error. It's not the gun, it's user error. And you can see that it's a very mobile gun. You're very quick on your feet with it, and if my aim had been on there, I would have killed that guy, and that would have been an awesome clip, because I would have turned on him and had that nice little boost jump. But that was totally my aim. That was totally my fault, and I was just way off on him, way off of him. And it's not the recoil. The gun actually has very low recoil. You can see it goes back and forth, but that's not bad. It doesn't affect your target acquisition. So I really do like this gun for its recoil pattern, and I threw a foregrip on just to help with any situations where I have to take a medium length shot. Usually you don't. Usually you can you can usually change gunfights to suit your needs, because the exosuit is such a helpful tool in these gunfights. And so the exosuit usually can allow you to fix up like what you what distance you want your gunfights to be at. But there are times when you have to engage in longer length gunplay than you would have preferred, and that's why I threw foregrip on, because that definitely helps with that. When you're sitting on B, a silencer is awesome, because it keeps you off the mat unless they're using parabolic microphone. And I've noticed that less and less people are starting to use parabolic microphone and swapping out for higher higher use attachments. And I play in a decent group of people. I'm maintaining a pretty positive KD, and I go positive most games, unless I'm just not tryharding. If I try hard every game, I can go positive. But so, it's not always fun to do that, so sometimes I do just kind of joke around and I'll snipe and try to get some clips or anything like that. And so I do play in a pretty good pool of players, and so it's always good to like stay off the map when you're playing against these people. And most of these people are not using the parabolic microphone, because they're using attachments like the foregrip or the silencer, and quick draw and stock. A lot of people in the higher tier, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm arrogant, guys. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but the truth is I'm playing in a positive KD lobby, and these people are, you know, are on the better side of Call of Duty because they are able to maintain a positive KD, and they are, you know, using attachments like quick draw and stock and attachments that people usually use once they you know, have gotten pretty decent at Call of Duty. And I didn't start using these attachments until I started getting better at Call of Duty. When I first started, I was using, you know, the attachments that every kind of noob kind of player uses, and then once I got better, I moved on to stock and quick draw and these kinds of things. Because when I first started, I thought that those were useless, and it turns out they were like they're some of the best attachments, and they just don't seem like they have much use, but they turn out to be very, very helpful in gunfights. And so what I was getting at, guys, is that a lot of these players are not using parabolic microphones. So if you're in a higher KD pool level, then definitely don't worry about parabolic microphones, because maybe just one or two on a team is going to be using it. Definitely put on a silencer. Silencers are still helpful in this game because most of these players, like I said, are going to be using things like quick draw and stock and foregrip and things to increase their accuracy. They're not really too worried about picking up people with silencers, because we've been able to, in the past Call of Duty, we've been able to combat people with silencers for as long as, you know, Call of Duty's been going on. We've never had the parabolic microphone before, so it's really not a big deal not having it now. And so that's why, you know, silencers, when I first started playing this game, I thought that silencers were going to be just, you know, phased out, no one was going to use them, but I used the silencer on almost all of my weapons, and it's still very, very useful, and only a few people still use the parabolic microphone. So guys, that's my attachments for the KF5, and that's kind of my reasoning for using those attachments. As far as perks go, I believe I'm using, I always use low profile. Low profile is so helpful, especially in domination, because everybody's, you know, getting on these flags, and a UAV is only 400 points. That's not upgraded, and it's so easy to get UAV in this game. So like UAVs are almost constantly coming in, either from your team or the enemy team. And if you're not using low profile, obviously you're going to be showing up on the UAV, and you do not want that. So I always run with the low profile on all of my classes. And on this class, since this is my since I mostly play domination and objective based game modes, I've thrown on the wild card, the perk 1 greed wild card, and I threw on flak jacket along with it, because you're going to be coming up against a lot of grenades. Everyone's going to be chucking grenades in there, so I'm not using grenades or an exo ability or a secondary in order to have more perks. So I've got on 2 attachments, and then 2 perk 1 perks, the low profile and the flak jacket perks. And my second perk is, my perk 2 perk would be blind eye, because there's a lot of kill streaks coming in, like the warbird and the Vulcan, and that's always helpful not to be seen by those, especially now since the warbird, a lot of people have discovered defender and aggressor, which is AI controlled, and so if you don't have that on, the warbird really cannot hurt you. As well as sentry guns, everyone's using sentry guns, and they can't see, sentry gun cannot see you with blind eye on, and you can just run right past it and destroy it. And then for perk 3 perks, I am using scavenger and what else was I using? And blast suppressor. I always use blast suppressor. Sometimes I don't use scavenger, but I mainly do. Every single class has blast suppressor on it, because I am paranoid about being on the map, and I hate being on the mini map, and I don't want people to see me until I'm shooting them, so I don't really like being on the mini map. So I'm always using any perks or attachments that can help me to be more stealthy. And like I said, I'm not using any secondaries or exo abilities or launchers. Every now and then I'll put a grenade on. I very rarely use an exo ability just because they're really not that useful. They give you like a little bit of help every now and then, but then again you have to activate it, and activating it can get you killed sometimes, or activating it just, you know, you don't really think about it. And right here is kind of a little area where you can see the KF5 does have some range to it. You just have to be accurate with it in order to hit them from that range. Although you don't really want to be engaging people any farther than that right there. In a map like this is a perfect map for the KF5, because you have so many different areas that you can kind of like just choose where you want to go, and you don't have to go out into the open sight lines, and most Call of Duty maps have that. So you can, especially in this game, there's a lot of different ways to play the maps on this game, and the KF5 is a very good weapon to use on most maps, and I just enjoy using it as it's one of my favorite weapons, and definitely one of my favorite SMGs. Also, if you're going for a very high killing gameplay, then have someone on your team, if you're playing with a team, have someone on your team running UAV with threat detection, and I had Chris running threat detection on my team, and it's not like, guys, I don't want to sound like I'm making him do that. It's his choice. I didn't even know about the threat detection. He's the one that found out about it, and he started using it, and he loves using threat detection, and he always says that he's kind of a support player anyways, and so he always uses threat detection on his UAVs, and it's very helpful, because as you guys can see, I know exactly where all these enemies are, and that was a stupid move by me. I didn't realize that I was unmerciless, and I could have just kept on going, but I was trying to place down my assault drone and be a little bit cheeky and kind of get like a little assault drone kill on that guy. But the game ends up ending with my friend Darth Perdition, whose real name is Rob, getting the final kill, and I'm sure by now you guys have heard me say these guys' names enough, but he's got the Battle Inferno. Freaking the dude was like level 11, got the Battle Inferno, and I still haven't gotten any good elite weapons, but I'm not mad at him about it. I'm mad at the game. End of the game, 71 kills, and I believe 16 deaths. I can't really tell. I think it's 16 deaths. It had 19 captures. That's just insane, guys. And 19. It was either 11 or 19. I don't know. I can't read that. The box is really small in my editing software, but it was either 19 or 11 captures. It was either way. It was insane. And so it was really fun using the KF5. And I'm thinking about next game either using the MP11 or possibly the HBR. The HBR is definitely not an underdog weapon per se, because it's really good, but like I said, this game is also showcasing weapons that are just not used often, and I very rarely see the HBR being used. And mostly when I see an AR, it's the BAL, and I very rarely see the HBR getting much love. I'm not going to use the AK in this series because the AK gets a lot of use. Anyways, guys, if you have a suggestion for a gun to use, put it down in the comments, because I would love for you guys to give me a challenge, or try to give me something that you think would be hard to use. And anyways, guys, hope you liked the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This has been CI Scarum, and I will see you later.